going to talk about heartburn. Just kidding, it's called Saltburn. Saltburn is written and directed by Emerald Fennell. She is the lady who made Promising Young Woman. I love that film. Did you not love that film? It was such a fun film. Some people did not like Promising Young Woman, but I think that they had just never been raped, you know? I went into this film knowing nothing. I was like, oh, Saltburn, Emerald Fennell, Carey Mulligan. Okay, I'm there. Oh, and Rosamund Pike. Tasty. So I just showed up. I was like, well, let's see what happens. Emerald Fennell made a very conscious choice to shoot in 3:4 ratio, okay? If you are used to widescreen, that's the 16:9, this is different. This is very square looking, okay? So don't be confused, that is a deliberate choice. And the reason is because Emerald Fennell wanted you to see floor to ceiling of the house, okay? She wanted you to see all the opulence that is in the house, okay? Understand that was a conscious choice. The screen is not broken. That is what she wanted to do. I think it worked out very well. It was a fun choice. Saltburn is about a scholarship student who makes friends with a rich kid, and it's all about their relationship. It's a very nice relationship. Oh my. The cast was phenomenal. Oliver is played by Barry Keoghan, and Felix is played by Jacob Elordi. So Oliver, he gets into Oxford with a scholarship, okay? And he discovers very quickly that there is a huge disparity, you know, between the rich kids and Oliver, okay? Because he doesn't have money. He can't even buy beer. The first time that Oliver sees Felix, he is entranced by him. You can tell he just stares at him with googly eyes. And then he has the opportunity to save Felix. You might remember Barry Keoghan from that Irish movie that I hated. What was that movie? The one with the donkey, where the donkey eats the thumb and dies. I forget the name of the movie, but a horrible movie. Barry did a wonderful job in that. Good job, darling. Good job. Hello. So, and then Jacob Elordi, you know, from Euphoria. Barry is able to save the day for Felix by giving him his bike, because Felix's bicycle tire is flat. So he's sitting there, he's so sad, he's on a bench, he's like, oh no, I can't get to my class. And then Oliver is like, oh, well, you can take my bike. And Felix is so grateful. So Felix takes the bike, and now Oliver has the broken bike. And and they make plans to get together later. I forget what happens, but they become friends, okay? And then he goes out to have beers with Felix and all of his rich friends. And so they want Oliver to pay for a round of drinks, and Oliver doesn't have enough money, so Felix pays for the drinks, and Oliver is so grateful to him. So the first time that Oliver meets Farley, who is Felix's half-brother, Farley is flirting with their professor, and like, it's just Oliver and Farley and the professor, and it was so strange to me that it was like that, but I don't know, I guess that's how it is. I've never been to Oxford. I don't know. Farley makes fun of Oliver when he's in his tuxedo. He's like, oh, you almost look like you could fit in, but your sleeves are not the right length. And he immediately makes Oliver feel out of place. So I kind of didn't like Farley off the top. So then apparently there's something that Oliver does that upsets Felix. And so Felix is kind of avoiding him. They're having like a little friendship fight. And it turns out that Felix is also ignoring his girlfriend. I'm not sure if she was a girlfriend or if she was just maybe a side piece, as the kids say. So she was upset that she had been ditched and she ran into Oliver, and then Oliver has sex with her? Or no, he almost had sex with her and then he says the wrong thing and then she leaves. Oops. If you say stupid things, you don't get laid. Sorry, no sorry. So then Oliver, he finds out that his father had died. And he's so sad. And he runs to Felix and he's like, oh, my father died. And Felix is like, oh no. And so Felix shares a little thing that he does. He writes his name on the stone and he throws it in the river, and it's just kind of a releasing of grief, yes. So now they are friends again, and Felix invites Oliver to come stay with him for the summer. And what I was thinking was, don't go! Like, maybe Felix is going to hurt you. You know those rich people that like hunt other people for sport? Like, that's what I was thinking. Or that movie, I think it was Get Out. Is that what it was? I think it was called Get Out by Jordan Peele. So he goes to Saltburn. And Saltburn, oh, I forgot to tell you about Oxford. So Oxford looks like where Harry Potter went to school. You know, like there, besides the floating candles, they were all sitting in these long tables in the cafeteria, and Oliver was struggling to fit in, and the shots at Oxford were so beautiful. They were so rich and full of oomph, you know, just the angles with the beautiful college and the nature. They're very lovely and misty. They look like paintings, you know. Then Oliver goes to Saltburn, and it's a very big house, and it looks somehow kind of flat in ways on the outside. And Oliver, he walks up with his little, you know, roller luggage. And the butler is upset that he didn't let them know that he was coming earlier because they had somebody going to get him. And Oliver immediately feels out of place. So then Felix comes wafting into the room like a little Lord Fauntleroy, like a very tall, full Lord Fauntleroy. And he pops around the house. He gives him a nice tour, and he's like, oh, look at these paintings, they're like old. And I think he had one of my old beds. It looked like a bunch of my old furniture, I can tell you that much. All of my things were stolen by the peasants because they were unhappy with me spending their tax dollars, so maybe it went into this house. This film is set in 2006, okay? That is before smartphones, for you little babies out there that don't know, okay? Pre-smartphone. All you could do, you could text on your little Nokia, and yeah, it was a different time, okay? The choppy editing was cool. it really did feel like 2006. Jacob Elordi, some of his outfits reminded me of different album covers, but I can't remember which album cover it was. If anybody knows which album cover I'm talking about, please let me know. In 2006, it was a very oppressive time for women. Everyone had to wear juicy pants and halter tops, okay? This was a little bit like Cruel Intentions to me. I felt like this was like the next level of Cruel Intentions. Spoilers! If you don't want to know what his bathwater tastes like, go away right now, okay? Oliver's room is right next to Felix's room, and they share a bathroom. And Felix likes to take long, hot baths. They're very hot. And Oliver likes to watch. So Felix plays a little touch and go in the bathroom by himself. And then Oliver, he drinks the bathwater. So gross. Why? Why did he drink the bathwater? The bathwater will make you sick. Children, if you don't know this, okay, soap, if you drink soap, it'll make you puke and go poo-poo. You don't want to drink soapy water. He drank a lot of it. He drank so much of it. It was so gross. I don't even know. It looked like bathwater. What could they have had feeling for bathwater? I don't know. So, Felix's sister, I forget her name, she had an issue with eating, okay? She did not like to eat. It's a very sad illness. Felix's sister would stand outside and stare at the sky in the dark every night underneath Oliver's window. Coincidentally enough, okay? And it still is feeling like, you know, these rich people are plotting against and playing with this new little toy that they have of Oliver. It's a new fun thing in their house, a new distraction, a new fresh thing, you know, because rich people get very bored very fast. And so we meet Rosamund Pike's character, who is Felix's mom, Elizabeth, and she's the typical rich lady, you know, never raises her voice, pretends everything is fine all the time. But Rosamund Pike did an amazing job playing Elizabeth. Like, the little nuances of those rich bitches that think they're too good for everybody. Yes. But so his sister, Felix's sister, she's standing outside. So Oliver goes outside and makes out with her, and then he puts his hand under her dress and pulls it back, and there's period blood. And she's all like nervous about it, and he decides to put the period blood in his mouth. I never thought that's not something I want to see, but that's added to the list of things that I had never wished that I had seen. And he makes her eat at breakfast, and she eats, which is nice because she needs to eat. Oh, Carey Mulligan, super talented actress. You might remember her from Promising Young Woman. She plays this washed up, down and out artist who has overstayed her welcome at Saltburn, and one day she just disappears because it's easier, so she's gone. And later on we find out that she's been murdered by Russians. Okay, so when Oliver in the house, Farley thinks that Oliver is a hanger-on, you know? But then later, Oliver, ends up in Farley's bed and makes out with him. And then he makes it look like Farley was trying to steal from the family. So the film starts to take a turn, you know? This was a scene that really struck me. They're looking for Felix, and then they find Felix, and he's dead, and everyone is so upset. But like right after they find him, Elizabeth is like, we should go have lunch. And then they sit there at the table and try to act like nothing's wrong. That is very much like, it doesn't matter if the whole world is collapsing, they're going to pretend everything's fine and have dinner, right? It's a fun little romp. I think it became obvious. Like, it was kind of cool that at first it did seem like the rich people were going to be the ones to play with Oliver, when in the end Oliver was playing with all of them. It doesn't seem like much of a life, does it? To live in a big giant house by yourself with no friends, no family. It seems like a pointless existence to me. Oh, so sad. The true moral of the tale is don't trust poor people. As you know, I have a very special rating system when it comes to the films that I review. If you make a film that I hate, you get the guillotine. If you make a film that is okay, you get the cute little fluffy pink sheep. And if you make something that is so fabulous, it makes me feel bubbly and all happy inside, then you get champagne. And in this instance, Saltburn is a cute little fluffy pink sheep. It's a fun little watch, but I saw it coming.